Today, President Donald Trump marks 100 days in office, and a new study shows confidence in the commander-in-chief has hit a 5-year low. Karen Caifa is in Washington with a look at where President Trump stands on his economic campaign promises. Karen?
Hi there, Simone. President Trump is now in Michigan. He chose the state for his Day 100 rally because it's a state that he won. It was key to his victory in November, but also because his economic message cut through in particular. Now his tariff plans could actually be working against some of his campaign promises.
The White House touting President Donald Trump's economic agenda on day 100 of his second term.
President Trump is delivering on his promises to lower costs for American families and businesses.
But research nonprofit The Conference Board's April reading of consumer confidence hit its lowest level in almost 5 years, with tariffs top of mind for consumers surveyed.
Basically, anyone who's making a big purchase, whether it's an air conditioner, a refrigerator, a washer, a dryer, is thinking much harder about tariffs than they wish they ever had to, and they're not quite sure what to do or when.
The White House touted progress in things like job creation and labor force participation for those without a high school diploma since Trump took office, and slowing inflation. But Cardiff Garcia, editorial director for the Economic Innovation Group, says those indicators can lag.
Things look fine, but it doesn't mean that things actually are fine. It just takes some time for actual things that happen in the real economy to translate into those economic indicators.
Justin Wolfers, professor of economics and public policy at the University of Michigan, says the tariff uncertainty for both businesses and consumers could slow spending and the U.S. economy.
Lots of families are sitting around the kitchen table right now worried about the prospect of a recession. If that's the case, now's the time to save for a rainy day. Maybe pull back on that big purchase you were going to make. If that happens, consumers pull back on spending, that could be the first step towards a recession.
A reading of first quarter U.S. economic growth set to release Wednesday morning could foreshadow challenges ahead.
And on his way to Michigan this afternoon, President Trump signed an executive order that dials back some of the tariffs on the auto industry. The White House says that this was the result of conversations with the automakers about how those tariffs could impact their production and hiring here in the U.S. President Trump described it as short-term relief for both the manufacturers and consumers. Live in Washington, Karen Caifa, WUSA 9.
A lot of people just worried about how these tariffs are going to hit them right in the wallet and the pocketbook. Karen, thank you. Appreciate your reporting on this for us tonight.